Over 65? These four fruits could be dangerous, but these four are lifesavers. Have you ever stopped to wonder if something as simple as fruit could actually harm your health? Since childhood, we've been told that fruits are nature's candy, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and natural sweetness. And while that's true, there's an important fact most people never mention. Not all fruits are created equal, especially as we age. Before we start, later in this video, I'll share something we've been working on behind the scenes called the Vital 50 Inner Circle. If staying healthy, active, and connected after 50 matters to you, you'll definitely want to hear about it. But first, let's get into today's topic. For those of us over 60, our bodies go through big changes. Metabolism slows down, digestion becomes more sensitive, and blood sugar control isn't as strong as it once was. This means that while some fruits are perfectly fine for younger people, they can quietly become harmful for seniors. The risks are real. Hidden sugars, high acidity, or even interactions with common medications can have surprising effects on your health. But here's the good news. Nature also provides powerful fruits that do the opposite. The right choices can support your heart, fight inflammation, protect memory, and even strengthen your bones. So today, I'm going to share with you 4 fruits seniors should avoid, and 4 you absolutely must eat to stay strong and vibrant. Your body deserves the best fuel possible. Let's get started. The first dangerous fruit seniors should never eat is grapefruit, the silent threat for anyone taking medication. At first glance, grapefruit seems harmless, even healthy. Its bright pink flesh, refreshing tang, and heart-friendly reputation have made it a popular breakfast choice for decades. But for adults over 60, this fruit carries a hidden danger that very few people talk about. Inside grapefruit is a compound that interferes with a crucial liver enzyme called CYP3A4. This enzyme is responsible for breaking down many of the most common prescription drugs seniors rely on every day. When grapefruit blocks this enzyme, your medications don't break down properly. Instead, they build up in your bloodstream, almost like a dam holding back water with nowhere to go. The consequences can be devastating. Statins, commonly used for cholesterol, may cause severe muscle breakdown. Blood pressure or heart medications can lead to dangerous rhythm problems. Blood thinners may cause uncontrollable bleeding. And for those taking anti-anxiety or sleep medications, the sedative effects can intensify to frightening levels. Here's the most alarming part. Most seniors have no idea. They eat grapefruit in the morning, take their pills afterward, and never connect the dots until it's too late. For some, that realization only comes after a trip to the ER, if they're lucky enough to make it there. Now, let's be clear. Grapefruit isn't evil. For someone young, healthy, and not on medication, it can be refreshing and harmless. But for seniors, especially since more than 70% of adults over 65 take at least one daily prescription, grapefruit simply isn't worth the risk. The good news is there are plenty of safer fruits you can enjoy without gambling with your health. But if grapefruit, with its sunny color and reputation for wellness, can hide such a serious danger, it raises an important question. What other fruits might also be pretending to be safe while quietly working against your health? Stay tuned because we're about to uncover the truth. Now let's take a closer look at the next fruit. It's small, sweet, and surprisingly toxic when overindulged. Fruit number 2, cherries, sweet but dangerous for arthritis and diabetes. Cherries look so innocent. They're tiny, colorful, and bursting with flavor. For many of us, they bring back warm memories, fresh cherry pies cooling on the counter, a bowl of cherries at a summer picnic, or that satisfying snap when the pit slips free. But as we age, what once felt like a harmless treat may slowly work against us. Here's why. Cherries, especially when eaten in large amounts or concentrated forms like juices, dried fruit, or syrups, are packed with natural sugar. Just 1 cup contains nearly 20 grams. For younger bodies, that's manageable. But for seniors living with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or even hidden insulin resistance, that sugar surge hits the bloodstream like a tidal wave. The result? Blood sugar spikes that quietly damage organs, drain your energy, cloud your mind, and leave you vulnerable. And sugar isn't the only concern. Cherries are naturally acidic. For older adults already struggling with arthritis, joint pain, or inflammation, this acidity can intensify symptoms rather than soothe them. Yes, cherries contain antioxidants, but when overconsumed, their sugar and acid content can backfire. The knee flare-up that ruins your morning walk, the blood sugar spike that leaves you dizzy, the swollen joints that rob you of sleep, it may all trace back to that harmless bowl of cherries. It's heartbreaking because cherries feel so safe. But the truth is, as we grow older, even sweetness must be questioned. And if something so small can cause such disruption, imagine what happens when a more common fruit pushes your potassium levels dangerously out of balance, something many seniors eat every single day without a second thought. The third fruit on our list is one you've probably eaten all your life: bananas. For decades, they've been seen as a universal symbol of health. Convenient, portable, naturally sweet, and loaded with potassium. We were told they prevent cramps, boost energy, and strengthen the heart. And for a younger body, that's mostly true. But as we age, the story changes. Here's why. Bananas are indeed rich in potassium. But for seniors, especially those with kidney problems, heart conditions, or who take blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics, this potassium can quietly build up to dangerous levels. Your kidneys, once efficient filters, naturally slow down with age. That means the extra potassium from bananas doesn't get flushed out as it should. Instead, it lingers in the bloodstream, disrupting your heart's natural rhythm, your muscles' ability to contract, and even your mental clarity. This condition, called hyperkalemia, doesn't make headlines, but it sends thousands of seniors to the emergency room every year. And here's the unsettling truth. Sometimes just one banana too many, eaten several days in a row, can push your potassium into unsafe territory. The early signs may feel subtle: a fluttering heartbeat, weakness in the legs, or a vague sense that something just isn't right. But by the time symptoms appear, damage may already be underway. The tragedy is that most seniors never suspect bananas. They seem too wholesome, too simple, but simplicity can be deceptive. The foods we assume are harmless often slip past our guard, and that's where the real danger lies. So before reaching for your next banana, pause and ask yourself, is this what my body truly needs now, or just a habit I've carried over from younger years? Because sometimes the most dangerous foods aren't the ones we fear. They're the ones we trust without question. And if bananas, nature's most common snack, can pose such a hidden risk, imagine what happens when a fruit disguises itself as both candy and health food, all while packing more sugar than you realize. That brings us to the fourth fruit seniors should be cautious of. The fourth fruit seniors should be cautious of may surprise you: dried fruits, the hidden sugar bomb. At first glance, they look harmless, even healthy. Little snack packs of raisins, dates, apricots, or cranberries neatly tucked into trail mixes or sprinkled over oatmeal. You might even see them offered in a doctor's waiting room as a better alternative to candy. But behind their shriveled skin lies a darker truth. Dried fruits are sugar bombs disguised as wellness. Here's why. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugar remains, now concentrated into a much smaller bite. A small handful of raisins may look innocent, but it's the sugar equivalent of eating an entire bunch of grapes, only without the fiber, without the hydration, and with all that sweetness condensed. And it doesn't stop there. Many store-bought dried fruits are coated in extra sugar or treated with sulfites to preserve their color and shelf life. Those additives can trigger asthma, migraines, and even cause painful gut inflammation. For seniors living with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or sensitive digestion, these tiny snacks can quietly wreak havoc. They spike blood sugar, strain the heart, fuel inflammation, and often leave you more tired than energized. Worst of all, they trick you with a false sense of health. You believe you're making a smart choice, but your body pays the price. And that price isn't obvious right away. It shows up slowly, in disrupted sleep from indigestion, in the energy crash that follows a sugar spike, in the creeping strain on your metabolism and heart. Dried fruit may look like a friend, but for many seniors, it becomes an invisible thief, stealing comfort, balance, and stability over time. So the next time you see a shiny bag of dried fruit marketed as natural or heart-healthy, remember, not everything that looks wholesome truly is. Real health comes from questioning what we've been taught and choosing foods that support, not sabotage, our bodies as they change with age. Just as some fruits can deceive us, like dried fruits packed with hidden sugars, others, still fresh and whole, can become the very medicine our bodies crave. And that's where hope begins. Because even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, the right fruits can restore, protect, and energize us in ways no pill ever could. So what should you be eating every single week to stay sharp, strong, and steady? Let's start with a little blue fruit that might just save your memory. Blueberries, the brain protector. There's something quietly magical about the blueberry. Small, humble, and unassuming, it rarely draws attention the way flashier fruits do. Yet inside each tiny berry lies one of nature's most powerful gifts, especially for those of us entering life's later chapters. At a time when memory can fade and mental clarity feels like sand slipping through our fingers, blueberries offer protection. Science now confirms what many have suspected for years. What we eat shapes how we think, how we remember, and even how we feel. Among all fruits studied for brain health, blueberries rise to the very top. Their secret lies in anthocyanins, the deep blue pigments that give them color. These compounds cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation, improving communication between brain cells, and shielding against oxidative stress, the very process that erodes memory and function over time. Regular blueberry consumption has been linked to slower cognitive decline, sharper decision-making, and even a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. For seniors, that isn't just good news, it's a lifeline. It means more mornings of clarity, more independence, and more precious moments remembering the names and faces that matter most. And the benefits don't stop at the brain. Blueberries also regulate blood pressure, strengthen the heart, and are naturally low in sugar, making them safe for diabetics and anyone concerned with cardiovascular health. A simple half cup a day, added to oatmeal, stirred into yogurt, or enjoyed plain, can make a real difference. In a world filled with prescriptions, blueberries remind us that some of the most powerful medicines still grow in nature. They don't just nourish the body, they preserve the mind. And if this little blue fruit can sharpen memory, imagine what a crisp, fiber-rich apple can do to protect your heart and why one a day may truly help keep the doctor away. 2. Apples, the heart-healthy fiber hero. There's a quiet wisdom in the old saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." It may sound simple, even old-fashioned, but for those of us over 60, this humble fruit carries truths that are more relevant than ever. At a stage in life when our hearts need extra care, our digestion grows more delicate, and our bodies call out for balance, the apple steps forward as a silent protector. Apples are rich in soluble fiber, especially pectin, a type of fiber that binds to cholesterol in the digestive system and helps flush it out before it ever reaches the bloodstream. For seniors, that means each apple actively works to reduce harmful LDL cholesterol, lowering the risk of heart attacks and strokes naturally, without adding more pills to the medicine cabinet. But the benefits don't end with the heart. Apples are naturally low in calories and sugar, making them a safe, sustaining snack that helps regulate blood sugar and maintain a healthy weight, both essential for joint strength, cardiovascular health, and energy as we age. Their fiber also plays another critical role, supporting digestion. Constipation is one of the most common and frustrating issues for older adults, and the apple's unique fiber blend keeps the digestive system moving smoothly. Add to that a wealth of antioxidants like quercetin and flavonoids, which reduce inflammation, protect cells, and even lower the risk of certain cancers and neurodegenerative diseases. And then there's the emotional nourishment. Apples bring back memories of crisp autumn days, homemade pies, and the simple joy of biting into something wholesome and refreshing. That sense of comfort is as important as the nutrition itself. So yes, one apple a day really can make a difference, not just in what it provides, but in what it helps your body avoid. And if the apple is the quiet guardian of the heart, what about a fruit that strengthens bones, nourishes the brain, and supports the skin all at once? Creamy, rich, and often misunderstood. Let's talk about the avocado. 3. Avocados, the healthy fat that nourishes your body. Among all the fruits on the table, the avocado stands apart. It doesn't burst with sweetness, it isn't brightly colored, and you won't often find it sitting in a decorative fruit bowl. But for those of us in our 60s and beyond, the avocado is more than food. It's fuel for longevity, clarity, and strength. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind of fat your body actually needs as it ages. These fats don't clog arteries, they protect them. They help lower bad cholesterol, shield the heart, and even nourish the brain. Just as important, they reduce inflammation throughout the body, easing stiff joints and supporting smoother, more confident movement. For seniors living with heart disease or working to prevent it, this fruit can be a true game changer. But the benefits go even deeper. Avocados are packed with vitamin K, essential for maintaining bone strength and preventing fractures. a risk that rises sharply with age. They also provide folate and potassium, which regulate blood pressure, improve circulation, and lower the chance of stroke. And thanks to lutein, a powerful antioxidant, avocados protect the eyes, defending against macular degeneration and age-related vision loss. Beyond the science, there's something satisfying about how avocados make us feel. Creamy slices on whole grain toast or a spoonful next to a fresh salad. It's nourishment that feels indulgent, not restrictive. At a stage in life when so many foods are labeled off-limits, the avocado says, "I'm here to help, not to harm." So while the world chases the latest exotic superfruit, this creamy green fruit delivers quietly, consistently, and profoundly strength for your bones, clarity for your mind, and resilience for your heart. And if avocados can protect your bones and brighten your brain, imagine a fruit that not only soothes digestion, but also calms inflammation throughout the body, especially where you feel it most, in your joints. That's where the healing power of papaya comes in. 4. Papaya, the digestive and anti-inflammatory miracle. In a world overflowing with antacids, joint creams, and endless bottles of supplements, it's easy to forget that sometimes the greatest relief comes from the simplest source. And few fruits embody this truth more than papaya. With its soft golden flesh and tropical sweetness, papaya is far more than a pleasant treat. It's a natural healer, especially for those of us in our senior years. As we age, digestion often becomes more sensitive. Meals that once sat comfortably may now cause bloating, reflux, or discomfort. But papaya contains papain, a natural enzyme that helps the body break down proteins and eases the burden on the digestive system. For seniors dealing with sluggish digestion, irregularity, or the side effects of long-term medications, papaya offers not just nourishment, it offers gentle relief. And the benefits go well beyond digestion. Papaya is rich in vitamins C, A, and E, nutrients that strengthen the immune system, protect the skin, and, most importantly, fight inflammation. Inflammation is the hidden culprit behind many age-related conditions, from arthritis to heart disease. For older adults struggling with stiff joints or chronic aches, papaya works quietly in the background, helping restore balance and reducing the silent damage that builds up day after day. The beauty of papaya is in its simplicity. It requires no special preparation, no cooking, no complexity. Just a few slices each day can support your body from the inside out. Smooth in texture, gentle in taste, and profound in effect, papaya proves that healing doesn't always come in a prescription bottle. Sometimes, the most powerful medicine is already wrapped by nature itself, ready to serve those who seek true wellness over quick fixes. Papaya is more than food. It's comfort, protection, and renewal in every bite. And now that we've explored the fruits that sharpen your mind, strengthen your heart, rebuild your bones, and soothe your digestion, the question becomes, what happens when you bring these choices together? How do you turn them into a simple daily lifestyle that protects your future, one mindful bite at a time? As we move into the later chapters of life, a quiet truth becomes clear. We can no longer afford to take our health for granted. The foods we once ate without a second thought, the ones we grew up with, celebrated with, or enjoyed out of habit, now carry new weight. Each bite either brings healing or adds to the burden our bodies must carry. But here's the good news. It's never too late to make better choices. And better doesn't have to mean drastic. It can be as simple as reaching for a handful of blueberries instead of dried fruit, choosing a crisp apple over a sugary snack, spreading avocado instead of processed toppings, adding sweet papaya to your morning meal instead of relying on pills for relief. These small, consistent decisions begin to build something remarkable: a stronger heart, a clearer mind, steadier joints, healthier digestion, and most importantly, a renewed sense of control over your well-being. That is a gift worth protecting. Of course, wisdom also means knowing that not every food is still right for us. Some fruits, like grapefruit, bananas, cherries, or dried fruits, aren't harmful, but they do require caution. They may interfere with medications, spike blood sugar, or put strain on aging kidneys. Being mindful of these things is not about fear, it's about maturity. It's about respecting the body that has carried you this far. So let this not be a reminder of what you can't have, but of everything you still can. Nature has given us an abundance of healing foods. We simply need to choose them with care and intention. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, know this: Your health is not behind you, it's right here, right now, in every meal and every choice. The fruits you welcome into your life can be more than food. They can be your partners in longevity, your protectors, your daily act of self-respect. Because when you nourish yourself with knowledge and love, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. So, if you found today's tips helpful, and you're someone who wants a bit more support, not just videos like this, but real guidance, motivation, and a place to connect, then I'd love to invite you to check out something we've built called the Vital 50 Inner Circle. It's a private community for folks over 50 where we share easy workout routines, healthy, simple recipes, wellness tips, weekly inspiration, live calls with a personal trainer, and a place to connect with others on the same path. It's not for everyone, but if you're ready to take your health seriously and want to feel your best in this next chapter, tap the link below to see what it's all about. Hope to see you in there.